Alright, good afternoon, folks. My name's Phil Gallagher. I run ThrabenU University. Today we're playing with some Maverick, another wonderful, wonderful Thalia deck. I recently had a pretty long discussion with Miranda Keith about, sideboarding with Maverick, and we went over some sideboarding notes together, and so I kind of got the craving to go and play this deck. I piloted it to a 4-1 finish earlier, and we're just going to jam some more games with it now and see how it feels. I'm just going to go directly into matches since I did a pretty lengthy deck tech this morning. And I'm going to turn that volume down so I don't make you all deaf. So my opponent has played Tin Fins in the past, as well as some sort of weird Araya Soratami Ascendant deck. So God knows what we're playing against this round, but it's probably combo-y. Assuming it is indeed combo-y, a hand with Thalia is about the best I can ask for. The jig is up. I'm somewhat interested in just snapping off this wasteland on my opponent's volcanic island. But since I have a Gaia's Cradle, I'm just going to go ahead and get Deathrite Shaman here. So that's the kind of fight this is going to be. This is the nobody does anything fight. This doesn't tap for any mana right now, but it is technically a land. So I did not miss a land drop. Well, that's not good. I don't want to wasteland my opponent here. I have plenty of gas, and I can start to get kinda silly once I get a land. The Cradle will spiral out of control, and assuming there's still lands in my graveyard, the Ramunap Excavator will probably take over this game as well. So I can just Swords to Plowshares, a Deathrite Shaman, and then Ramunap for the win. True name is rough. Yeah, I know the cradle is, like, bad in this exact spot, but, like, assuming I draw one more land and I start to get to do things, the cradle will be insane. No, True Name is not the end of the game. That Wasteland might be, though. I think my opponent, like, 100% should Wasteland my Wasteland and accept the 2-for-1 so that I can't possibly cast a 2-drop. That doesn't matter because I bricked off one too many times. Okay. So I can fetch, go to 7, Swords to Plowshares, Deathrite Shaman. That puts me to 6. Or no, that puts me at 5. And then I can't gain life fast enough to get there. So instead, I guess I need to play Scavenging Ooze. I can fetch Scavenging Ooze, go to 7, get drained to 5, then not gain life with Scavenging Ooze. No, I can Jitte Connect next turn. Alright. The Scrubland's good if you have Forest already. So, if I were the... Oh, no. I get to invalidate the Deathrite Drain now, because my opponent didn't Wasteland the guy's Cradle in response. Target Savannah for mana. I guess I eat that. Bolt Ooze. Yeah. No, I can't. Alright. So we'll be on the play versus Grixis Delver, which means I want Deluge, Zealous Decay. Alright, notes say double Zealous, 1 Decay, not both decays. Out, supposedly, is Tracker, Library, Teague, and 1 Thalia. Or no, Pride Mage over Thalia. When I go to being on the draw, I'll take the 2nd Decay. I'm going to keep this. This hand really needs my opponent to not have Wasteland. But I have, like, Deathrite Shaman and 2 insane 1-drops, as well as a very good 2-drop, and a second really good 2-drop. So I think this is fine. It's a little risky. Yeah, losing that game to Delver feels pretty bad, I agree. But, like, I think the matchup is largely positive. Hey, Static Grip, welcome back. Kana was F6, so they don't have counter magic. That's good to know. Or at least they don't have Force. I mean, they could have Days. Happy to see a land go to the bin. That means I can do things that matter. Bolt that. Yeah, my opponent didn't have an unbeatable draw or anything like that. Just, like, we traded Wastelands back and forth, and it ended up not favoring me. I can get this Young Pyromancer off the table now. But I think since I have this Zealous Persecution, and I can probably get a huge, huge blowout later, I'm just going to, like, play Thalia this turn, limit what the Pyromancer can do, and then answer it from there. Oh, geez. Black Source off the top. God, that felt dirty. So that's what that feels like when you're on the correct side of it. Opponent, I see that you have a big fish. I'm gonna get a scrub land so I can't be wasted off of black. I think Sadness just resolves. It does not use the stack. Cannot be responded to. That seems bad for my opponent, right? Because I can just go 3 mana, bounce a land, untap Hierarch, and then, like, Herpaderp, connect with Jitte, kill Deathrite Shaman, win the game. Oh, that's pretty good, too. This deck's pretty good at being a bully. Bear with 2 guns. I like Maverick. Maverick's a lot of fun. Like, it attacks from similar angles as D&T does, but it has some bigger generic threats, which can be nice. So I'm supposed to play 1 more Abrupt Decay when I'm on the draw. Supposed to board out 3 Thalias on the draw. 1 Teague and 1 Tracker. That means I should have 2 more cards in the deck. What are those cards? Okay, so keep Library on the draw because it can help you find more removal, and that's more important on the draw. Okay. And then I guess I'll keep 1 Thalia because there aren't any Pride Mage targets. Yeah, like I don't actually know if Maverick is better than D&T. I haven't played that many games with Maverick recently. Well, this hand doesn't have a green source, but it has a Zealous Persecution and a Mob and a Library. So I will keep this. We are going to Game 3 versus Grixis Delver. And that's a perfect draw. Yes, opponent. Please use your dazes on those and set yourself back mana while I do disgusting things with my cards. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to play Library Ooze here. think I want to play library. Yeah, I'd like to, like, guaranteed gain some life with Ooze. Those are some cards. So my turn is going to be Swords to Plowshares, Delver, play Scrubland. Scrubland gets Wastelanded, and then play Scavenging Ooze, or... no, I guess just play Jitte, because Scavenging Ooze will just get bolted. Actually, am I fine with Ooze getting bolted? Now I'm going to get my Scrib Ranger bolted. So both Scrib Ranger and Swords to Plowshares have Flash, so I can just pass the turn. And kind of get, like, a time walk in terms of mana. So I'm going to play the Scrib Ranger, and it'll probably get bolted. Maybe not immediately, but at some point. Especially once I'm threatening the Jitte. No, just immediately. Card too scary. I don't really want to take more damage right now. I'm going to play the Wasteland Machine, and if it gets active, I probably just win. That's fine. My opponent is on no lands to my 3 lands and library. Hoagland has some good content sometimes. Like, say what you will about him and some of his views, but he produces some decent legacy content. Not the most amazing content in the world, but some decent legacy content. Opponent didn't have the red source, so I was fine running out the ooze. Got a little punished there, but that's okay. Good cards are good. Yeah, like, if my opponent doesn't draw the red source that turn, I get to, like, eat the Scrib Ranger and the Knight that are in my graveyard and just be so far ahead. So I have no regrets about doing that. I'm just taking my 1-for-1 here since I have this library and I have great selection. The Delver doesn't really matter that much, so I could have just opted to play Jitte that turn. Punished. Okay, so I can't maze True Name, but I can attack in with both of these creatures, and then maze the one that gets blocked. So, like, with the board as is, my opponent can't really attack in with this True Name Nemesis, or this Knight is going to eat them alive. Second True Name. That's annoying. So I can do some knight stuff. Like, I can knight and waste them, land them off of black. I can knight and get Cradle. Make a buttload of mana. I can just knight. I can knight, get Cradle, make 3 mana, equip, like, Jitte to Dryad Arbor. Huh. I can also just get Horizon Canopy with the intention of drawing a card next turn. I guess the other question is, like, what do I even... What am I drawing to? It's basically Zealous Persecution. Yeah. Alright, so I'll pass the turn. I'll get Horizon Canopy at my end step. Or at their end step. Jeez. What on earth are they doing? I get to gain 4 life with this Jitte. Isn't that just insane? I get to go up to 7. They only attack me for 6 if they crack back again next turn. Huh. Now I think I'm going to get Cradle. And hope to top deck something good with Library. That counts. That most certainly counts. Alright, so... Gaia's Cradle and Bayou make the mana that I need to cast Deluge. And Deluge 100% resolves. Alright, well, and Deluge costs 4 mana. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, okay. Just double checking myself there. Could have equipped this to Thalia, pumped Thalia once, and let Thalia live. That was a misplay. Do I want to wasteland my opponent off of C? I lose one of my colors if I do so. So I don't think I want to do that. Oh, maybe I do. Just, like, keep him off of True Name. I can also just get a Horizon Canopy. That's probably fine. But I'm gonna get Wasteland. No, Waste takes them off of, like, Revolted Push as an out. Like, I'd just rather take them off of Black Removal. Because, like, I'm going to give them Revolt by removing their little Bitter Blossom token. Alright, I made a couple of small misplays that game. Didn't get too terribly punished for it, but game was definitely harder than it needed to be because of it. Sudden Shock would have been pretty good, yes. This is the second stream of the day. This is my second stream today with Maverick. Yeah, so, like, I made at least two small misplays. Like, I could have equipped the Jitte to the Thalia instead of the Knight, and kept my Thalia. And I probably should have just played Jitte over Zealous Persecution when my opponent played Delver. Then my opponent just, like, super punted by not realizing how, like, math was going to work. I think my opponent plays D&T. I recognize their name from forums. Yeah. So my opponent's on a non-basic start. This is great, but this isn't a very good hand otherwise. I'm gonna ship this one. Try to find something more solid. This counts. And I want that land. Ooh, opponent is not on D&T. I mean, I haven't played enough Maverick to give you a real answer to that. I am currently 5-1 with Maverick today. So I'll get Bayou so I can have all 3 of my colors. And I'll just put this Jitte into play. So, Shalai is really good at protecting your other threats, and it's also a real card that you can use to, like, unlike in D&T, you can actually use the second ability pretty easily with Gaia's Cradle. So it's kind of like a Lord and a Flyer and a random piece of protection all in one. I will get my own Deathrite Shaman. But my Deathrite Shaman is going to have a sword, so it'll be better than your Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, like, Shalai is a big beater that can grow your team, that protects the rest of your people, that is just, like, super, super annoying with Mom. Oh, please tap out for Leovold. Please tap out for Leovold. Aww. Now what? No, we're playing against a Grixis control deck. Not Pile, but like the Grixis Pyromancer deck. The third basic is a little weird there, though. So my opponent might... I don't know. Maybe my opponent's playing like some Blood Moon or Back to Basics or some weird crap in the main deck. I, too, have registered from the Ashes in Legacy. That card is sweet. Don't K-command me, bro. No! That's pretty good. Well, I guess I'm playing a Sylvan Library. Oh yeah, Zealous Persecution is going to be filthy. I'm not 100% sure if I should, like, board like I'm playing against Delver or board like I'm playing against Pile. Maverick's going well. I'm currently 5-1. Yeah, so let me explain more clearly what I meant. Against Pile, you board out all of your removal. Against Delver, you board in more removal. But this is somewhere in between. Alright, I'm gumming up the board a bit, but the Deathrite Shaman is still a problem. Hardcast Force of Will. Hardcast Force of Will. And I'm keeping my lands and not wastelanding them in case I draw Green Sun Zenith. A Zenith for an Ooze would be pretty good. Not anymore. Now there's too much stuff around. So I can play Shalai. Opponent attacks in with everything. And I die. Alright, so I 100% want Zealous Persecution. I probably want this Deluge. Let's figure out what I don't want. I don't want Pride Mage. I don't want Teague. I don't really want the K command, like, 2-for-1s off of Jitte. But, like, this card is really good if it sticks. Decay is probably better than Swords. Excavator's probably weak if my opponent is going to, like, fetch basics that aggressively. I don't see Scrib Ranger being great. I'm really mana hungry. I don't think I want to cut Hierarch. So this is -3 creatures plus a bunch of removal. I could cut Jitte for Kaya and Ramunap. But this card can just take over games if it's not checked. This hand is slow, but fine. With the way my mana's looking this game, I don't think I'm going to beat a Blood Moon type effect, so I'm not going to play around it. So Captain QC, like I get like Ramunap and Canopy is a good engine, but those are 2 singleton cards. Even with like different pieces to tutor them up, am I realistically going to get to the point where I assemble both of those? I don't know. It's also a very fragile card advantage engine. Or my opponent did play 3 basics last game. A Grim Lavamancer, you say? I can remove that later. I'm just going to jam Shalai now. That's annoying. but I accept it. This would be a Savage Gulligan's command spot. Deal. I'm holding the green sun for as long as I can, because it's just, like, way better the later the game goes, because I can, like, get Tireless Tracker. Yeah, I can get Tireless Tracker. Never mind. That's just gone. Alright, Lily Last Hope is annoying. A little bit less so now. Do you really have, like, another piece of removal here? That's frustrating. So I can attack Lily for 1. But I think this is just getting pushed. It's getting pushed. Do I want to... Well, let's just, like, make my opponent use the mana. Yeah, their last card is push. I think I'm going to draw a card and see if that influences what I want to do with this knight. Alright, so the knight can just die as is. So I can rip 2 lands out of my deck to thin, but the thinning is super marginal, and I am at a somewhat low life total. If my opponent just flopped like a True Name or a Young Pyromancer in play, it's somewhat likely that I could just like die. So I don't know that the thinning is any better than life. Like the thinning is super marginal, almost to the point where mathematically it doesn't matter. So I'd rather keep my life total higher here. It's not like I'm on like 1 last draw step or I'm dead or anything like that. So my opponent basically needs push at this point. The red removal is not going to cut it. That was a close call. So I can eat Deathrite, eat Knight, put this up to 6 power. Green Sun Zenith for Noble Hierarch, put it up to 7 power. Attack and kill Lily this turn. That seems great. Let me just confirm Noble Hierarch is still in my deck. Noble Hierarch is still in my deck. Noble Hierarch is still in my deck. Alright, opponent is going for the Protect the Chandra plan. So they chomp block. Now I'll play a Mom. wanted to do some eating now. I can do the rest during their turn. No shuffle. Oh, push. Oh, no. It's insanely good. I don't know what my opponent's last card in hand was, but if I were them, I would be pretty tempted to just, like, minus Chandra, kill Mom, and just hide behind the wall. Alright, so their last card was a card of a different color, so they can ultimate Chandra, and then I can't beat that. No, I'm not missing Choke. Like, I did not feel like I needed Choke against regular check pile. This is a different deck entirely. This is not a portion of, like, the tier 1 or 2 metagame, so I don't care about this deck. No, there's no way in hell you don't just, like, ultimate right here. I think the easiest way for me to lose this game, just referring back to the earlier board state, is for my opponent to get a turn with multiple Planeswalker activations, So I think going and doing what I did was fine. I do not regret it at all. What the hell is this? That's a big fish. Okay, am I supposed to gain life? I can only gain life once, so I can do that next turn. That means I should probably drain. What the hell does Green Sun do? I've already used my ooze. I can get a decent-sized knight. So I can cast for 4 mana, get a knight, gain 2 life, and drain my opponent. Or actually, probably just drain my opponent twice, right? You tell me how double exalted attack wins here through creatures of 2 different colors. That doesn't work. Alright, I just have to hope my opponent has bricks. And I'll pass. Alright. Yeah, it was a very, very exciting game. The red for Chandra is probably pretty ambitious considering my opponent's 3-color mana base that wants like red and black, while also playing at least 3 basic lands. Oh right, I forgot. Death Ray Challenge fixes everything. Good point. Good point. Alright. Time for the almost daily game versus this guy. My opponent tends to play things like D&T, Maverick, Agrolome, stuff of that general nature. Fuck this card. My opponent in chat types, "I have no shame." Oh, come on! That's actually pretty good for me. I get to discard a land. Hopefully they don't discard a land. Yeah. My knight's bigger. Kind of. Really wanted to draw a fetch land so that I could make my knight bigger than their knight. So what am I green sunning for? Okay, just green sun for another knight. I'm gonna have to sack a creature. I can do the good old green sun for Noble Hierarch trick, but that's not sustainable. Actually, hold on. Do I just want to, like, wasteland my opponent? No, I probably just want to grow my knight and try to get my knight bigger than their knight. Yeah, Pride Mage is main deck, but that's not really all that great to get here, I don't think. I want to have a knight at the end of the day. Ugh. So I could have... Okay, so I like that line, actually. So, Green Sun Zenith, get Pride Mage. Pride Mage, attack at Lily of the Veil. Opponent has to let Lily just die. Or chump with Knight, which seems bad. Ugh, I'm gonna end up with, like, the smaller knight. So I can play his mom, it just dies to Lily, or my opponent just Lily emblems. Yeah, I'm done here. So, like, if we get Tracker, we're saying, like, alright, the Tracker body dies, I get to draw 2 cards, and I'm behind on board still? I don't know. Alright. I want Decay, ZP, Deluge. I don't want Thalia's. And I don't want Teague. My opponent's playing Punishing Fire, and Planeswalkers aren't great against Punishing Fire, so I probably shouldn't bring in Kaya. No, I don't want a Surgical. Like, Surgical's not very good against that deck. So I'm going to do something weird. I'm going to scry that to the top, and I want to draw that so that I can Knight on the following turn. So I'm just going to play Windswept Heath and not cast Deathrite Shaman. So I can guaranteed have a chance to cast a Knight of the Reliquary on turn 3. I didn't need to fetch that Plains there. But I 100% do not want to draw it, so I was going to do it during my opponent's turn anyway. So it's not that bad of a mistake to not fetch Or to fetch early. Do you want to play Planeswalkers against the Punishing Fire Grove deck? I do not. How greedy am I? I think I'm a greedy boy. I think I go float 2 mana, activate Knight, sack Forest, get Cradle, cast and equip Jitte, swing in with Deathrite Shaman, beat Scavenging Ooze, have active Jitte. It's a plan that can backfire, but it seems disgusting. Like, that Ooze is going to be a real hindrance to both my Knights and my Deathrite. So, I think just, like, going for it, so to speak, is pretty good. Like, that gets the Ooze off the table, leaves me with 1 Jitte counter. I'm doing it. But will probably eat my Deathrite here, and then I'll just respond with the other counter, and that's that. Yep. Hey, Bob, you say. So, do I just want to bash for 5? Or do I want to equip this Jitte? So I can go, like, float a mana, sack the plains, get a Savannah, equip the Jitte. Or actually, like, fetch twice, grow Knight to a 7/7, and have Jitte on it. I don't lose a turn from the clock for doing so, so it might be fine. Would you like me to green sun for 1 with this plains I have here? I don't think that's going to work. I mean, I can just get a mana dork. There was no punt there. I haven't even made a play in like 2 minutes. Like, the issue is with getting a mana dork is that if my opponent has Punishing Fire, I just, like, time walk myself for no reason. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, that's fair. I missed that. Opponent did not have an end step stop. Yeah, there are no basics in the deck right now. Both have been used. That's a lot of Bob. I can just kill my opponent in 2 shots, but if they produce a blocker and they like tick Lily up, produce blocker that has more than 2 toughness, I'm super screwed. So I think I have to kill this Lily. No, just playing, like, just attacking to the face, I think loses to too many things. Super soft to a Chalice on 1. There it is. Everything's fine now. Oh, opponent does not have any more lands. Do I just decay Mox Diamond? That's something a crazy person would do. Like, I'd probably just beat them if I just decay the Chalice. I'd probably just, like, beat them in short order if I decay Chalice. That's, like, decaying this is a greedy line if they just, like, continue to draw lands before I close out the game. You have a knight. I honestly think I like just deluging this knight now before I play out all of these, because then the deluge would just become a dead card. So I think I deluge the knight for 4 here, and then play Deathrite Mom on my next turn. I'm gonna think of that for a second, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Because otherwise, like, I'm just gonna play a bunch of cards that will just inevitably die when I cast this deluge. Sure, another chalice would be rough. I 100% agree. Alright, that's annoying. It's not the end of the world since most of the rest of my hand is pretty resilient to that sort of thing. I think I'm just going to stop the card advantage of Ramunap right now and play a knight. Then I'll have Shalai as a follow-up. Alright, a little punished for not playing out Shalai. Jeez, they just milled a Chandra. So I can attack Lily Last Hope after playing a Wasteland and offer the trade, like what looks like a trade to my opponent, and then just like Wasteland my own Wasteland if I need to. But that's probably just greedy. I should probably just play Shalai. Yeah, but if he does block, then I either have to accept that my knight dies, or... Is that fine? If I trade knight for knight and then I have Shalai versus their empty board, am I favored? Maybe I am. The Punishing Fire doesn't matter once I have Shalai. I guess once I have Shalai Caracas. This fight's gonna get weird. So if I just attack in at the Lily with Shalai on an empty board, Shalai doesn't beat Punishing Fire. If I play Shalai, Wasteland Grove, then my opponent has to use their Knight to get another Grove before attempting to deal with Shalai, and then I can play backup Shalai. So I guess that's what I'll do. Yeah, that's fine. Like, if they Knight for Caracas, then I just, like, Knight right back for a Wasteland. This game is gonna get, like, super awkward. But I have the bigger Knight now, and that matters a lot. I'm also kind of hoping that my opponent uses up, like, most of their turn to deal with Shalai. And then I just, like, either play another or just jam with Knight. Shrinky Dink on the Shalai. Ooh. That's fucked up. My Knight's gonna get smaller than the other Knight. That's bad. Okay. Alright. So, my Knight can shrink down to a 6 from Scavenging Ooze. Then my opponent can grow their Knight up to a 7, so I can't attack with the Knight. I think I just want to draw a card with Horizon Canopy at this point. Oh yeah, I guess he can, like, double shrink with Ooze after he gets land from Knight. Even more if he gets Cradle. Oh god, am I in just, like, Mono Shalai activation territory? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, activate this, 5, 6, and just, like, start going ham? I'm in. Opponent might have a maze, though. I could see Shalai getting mazed here. Nope. So my opponent's turn needs to be Shrink, Punishing Fire, kill Shalai, Punishing Fire, kill Shalai. Ah, man. Land as my opponent's last card is totally brutal for me. Second Night. Second Night's good. Can I do Knight and Shalai? So I go 3 mana, cast Knight. 2 mana, 3 mana. No, I can't do both. So I just do Knight this turn, hold up an activation. And then we'll see what happens over the course of the next turn. This ooze is so good here. So I sack this, get Horizon Canopy, pay 2, draw a card with Horizon Canopy, then only have 2 lands, though, and maybe just get, like, Night Wastelanded. That wouldn't be good for me. So I think I just have to let that happen. No, I don't have a bog. I think I know what's going to go on here, and I don't like it. I think my opponent can just, like, ooze out all my lands and then Punishing Fire my knights. Alright, well, sure as hell don't want to draw land here. So let's fetch. I'm comfortable conceding at this point. Or am I? I guess I can, like, play Shalai. Annoy my opponent a little bit. I guess I can waste the Grove and hope they don't have another. And then just die to aggro. Sure, that's fine. We'll do that. No, I've not tried splashing Leo in this shell. I think it's very greedy. Like, the deck already has bad mana. You're just making it so much worse if you're adding in another color. I mean, HC Fox, it's very easy to say something like that, 20 turns down the line in retrospect. That was a really weird game. Well played. I do think you could have gotten a little more aggressive with some of the knight attacks. It forced me to chump block a couple times, though. My opponent played Eldrazi Post in January. Yeah, Stripo. I'm not saying that like he's wrong by any means, but like after 20 minutes have passed, it's really easy to look and say things like that. Do you even need to plan ahead to, like, get value out of the second Shalai reasonably, though? Like, the first one's going to be so good in all likelihood. Badlands into Swift Spear. Okay. So the only time I've seen this combination before commonly is when I played against a burn deck that was running the Will of the Council card that can, like, burn for 4 or make you sack a creature. I think that's the only other time I've seen this. Oh yeah, I'm jamming Double Mom here. And if some of them die, then that's just food for Scavenging Ooze. I can Green Sun for a Dryad Arbor, but I don't think I want to do that. Green Sun can become a real card a little bit later. I'm gonna get sweet value off of this Pride Mage. Yeah, I think if you would have, like, started attacking with those knights, I would have just lost the game, like, 5 turns earlier. I think you were way too conservative. Like, once you had the Knight War, like, 3 or 4 points in your favor, I think it was time to just start turning those guys sideways. Chain Lightning, target me. The value. Now I get 2 creatures in the graveyard for Scavenging Ooze purposes. Delicious. Alright, so my opponent is like red, black, Death Shadow, burn. No, this Green Sun can just become a real card. Like, I would much rather hold up mana to start gaining life and growing the Ooze so that I can attack. Like, if I eat the Eidolon here, the Pride Mage on my turn, if I don't draw a land for Shalai, and then just, like, bash in with the Ooze for 5, my opponent's in big trouble. So I'm going to start boarding for, like, it's burn, and then I'll go from there. Alright, so I want Canonist, Prelate, Kaya, Rex Sage, and 1 Decay, according to this. Then the out is Library, Maze, Tireless Tracker, Ramunap, and Horizon Canopy. So this is the board plan for regular burn. I don't have a board plan for Death Shadow, obviously. That's not something I should expect to play against. In the face of a Death Shadow, I guess I should consider playing Maze of Ith. It's awkward for price of progress reasons, but otherwise it's pretty useful. I can see Scrib Ranger not being the best. Just, like, keep the maze. I don't know whether or not they Fire Blast. And that's... Yeah, I just play, like, 1 more Decay and don't play Maze. I think I like that. This looks great. My opponent mulliganed. I have 2 mana dorks. And Rideover's just here to hang out. I don't know, this is something like round 4. Cram Lavamancer. Well, that sucks. So how do I want to play this? I can just, like, try to exhaust their resources. And make the fight about the number of cards in their graveyard. All I need to do to get past this is get to 4 mana with Shalai. I think I'm going to try to overwhelm. And I'm just trying to decide if I want to, like, start that by deploying 2 creatures on turn 2. Oh, no, I can't really... No, I could play, like, Deathrite and Mom on turn 2, and then expect the Deathrite to live. So I'm just going to pass here. Yes, Miranda Keith shared her sideboard guide with me. We spent a couple hours going over some stuff and talking about it. That's not good. Now they have a clock in addition to control. Now they have a real clock in addition to control. Jeez. Okay. Opponent just, like, straight up missed a point of damage there. Or no, maybe they're playing around Dryad Arbor Ambush. I take that back. Yes, we're playing against Death Shadow Burn. Yes. So I'm gonna play around Price of Progress. I don't know, like, how crazy they are. This is a brew, so it's obviously gonna be weird. I'm hoping my opponent doesn't have, like, a piece of spot removal. If they don't have a piece of spot removal, they just, like, remove my mom, I get to Deathrite, eat a land out of their graveyard, and then play Shall I? And then I've got real hope. So I probably don't play anything this turn. And then just play Shall I next turn. And then I'll play 3 creatures the following turn. That new dinosaur will probably see some play somewhere in Legacy. I don't know how, like, good it actually is. But it's a big butt that's effectively costed that has a relevant ability by Legacy standards. Oh shoot, I should have played out 2 creatures the previous... Oh, okay. Everything I did was irrelevant. But I'm going to finish my thought. I should have played out 2 creatures the previous turn to try to get my opponent to Grim Lavamancer them. Because if they just, like, Grim Lavamancer me and then attacking with everything, I do die exactly. I'll try that dino in Nick Fit, but we try almost anything over there. I think this hand is too clunky to be good. So, like, my turn 2 is get a Deathrite Shaman, which will probably die. My turn 3 is a Dryad Arbor, which can't immediately tap for mana. So then my turn 3 is just like play Dryad Arbor and play Jitte. I think I have too much clunk. God, why do I keep drawing this Dryad Arbor? I'm going to operate under the assumption that a few of my creatures are going to die, so even though I need black for Kaya, I'm going to get a Savannah here. And I'm going to lead on Mom, so that my Mom dies instead of the Deathrat Shaman. The Deathrat Shaman is more important to my hand than the Mom is. Like, I just had two clunky hands there. Like, the second hand is still really bad. Bear with guns, my opponent is playing Death Shadow. That is an intentional choice, not a budgetary thing. Oh, I'm all about this Goblin Guide. Feed me lands. Aethersworn Canonist. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. What am I doing? I want to play Kaya once I can defend it, and I can't currently defend it. Like, I'd like to play Kaya and then just, like, minus, 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 gain life forever. So that probably means I should just get something like a Knight or an Ooze this turn. So I can go cast Green Sun for... So 1 mana, 2... I can cast Green Sun for 3, or for X equals 2 with this. Then play Cradle, tap Cradle, gain 3 mana, use that mana to eat the instants and sorceries, as well as the other land. No, I can just make a 4/4 Ooze. That's probably good enough. Let's do that. No, I want to go ahead and do this now. I don't want to expose ooze to any bolt effect at any time. And I'm going to eat the chain lightning so they can't drain me. And hopefully this will let me use my own Deathrite Shaman for mana so that I can cast Kaya, because I can't cast Kaya with my current configuration without using the Deathrite Shaman. Price of progress. Fire Blast. Death Shadow. Come on. And more. Okay, so I have 1, 2. All right, so if I do things pre-Thalia, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. All right. So I go. I could also, like, Deathrite Shaman eat this ooze right now. What if I play Kaya? What do I do with it? If I play Kaya, I just, like, lose 2 from Death Shadow rather than losing 5 from it. Or I can just, like, Kaya minus gain life. Make them, like, start attacking the Kaya and buy time. Yeah, like, I think I need to cast this Kaya this turn, or I never cast this Kaya ever again. Alright. So I'll 0 this on the Death Shadow, and then Kaya will live to see another day. And we'll see what happens. Not gonna attack with Dryad Arbor. See where all this damage is going. So I am being attacked by all of that. So that's fine. Alright, what does Green Sun get? So I go 1, 2, 3. Deathrite Shaman doesn't really produce mana anymore. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, then that's Green Sun Zenith for 3, which can get me a Knight. But Knight's not all that amazing right now. Alternatively, I can just play 2 dudes, right? I can just go... Oh no, my opponent probably won't let me make mana. So I guess I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, Green Sun for 2, get a Pride Mage, eat something with... Use this Deathrite Shaman to get that, go up to 7. Use Kaya, gain 2 life. Chump block Death Shadow. Shit, this turn's hard. I don't know if I'm gonna, like, Exile Shadow. That cost me 2 life. I'd rather just chump block it. Like, one of my issues here is that if I Canonist, I can't do one of these spells afterwards, and I can't double white because my opponent's not going to let me make mana. This is the problem. Ugh. Okay. So I think I just get a 2-drop here, because the Knight is effectively just a 2/2. Scrub Ranger's in the sideboard. Alright. X is 2. Get Pride Mage. Eat Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, I guess I am just zeroing this. I tapped that Dryad Arbor because of... yeah. Maybe I was supposed to, like, Kaya minus and just draw a card. Chain Lightning target me. So now everything can just attack me and I die. Alright, so what happens if I just, like, Kaya minus there? And I draw Shalai. So if I Kaya minus, draw Shalai as, like, the very first thing I do that turn, then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, cast Shalai. Then I have Deathrite Shaman available as a chump blocker for Death's Shadow. But then if my opponent just draws lands for Deathrite Shaman, I'm in trouble. Right? Because if they just draw land, then over 2 turns, I'm just going to die to that, even if I Kaya and gain life. Yeah, I don't know that I had a way out there. I'm trying to, like, figure it out, but I don't think I could have beaten that. Which is frustrating because, like, I didn't lose to that deck. I just lost to me tripping over myself because I had, like, exceptionally poor draws where, like, I had the Green Sun and the Dryad Arbor in hand both matches. Ugh. Alright, I've got one more match of this league. I'm dead for prizes, but I'm just going to go ahead and play it out. But I'm going to use the restroom first. I just kind of want to, like, give myself a chance to process and see if I had any way out that turn. Alright, let's go into the last round. So for anyone who doesn't know me, hello, my name's Phil Gallagher. I run ThrabenU University. Today we're playing with Maverick, which is a deck that I think is really fun. Things haven't gone well in this second stream, but we went 4-1 earlier, so I'm not going to complain too much. If you enjoy Legacy content, please consider following my channel, and if you really like it, consider subscribing or doing a donation deck list in order to, really push along what I'm doing on this channel. I'm trying to stream a lot and, like, push out the best Legacy content that I can, and I hope you enjoy. Yeah, Maverick's a lot of fun. I'll follow any Twitch thingy with Legacy. Urza, I get what you're saying, because I do the same thing. I'm getting pretty close to doing a pair of Nick Fit streams. What am I at? I think I'm at like 940 something. I'm at 949 out of 1,000. And now I'm going to do 2 Nick Fit streams. Not sure what deck lists I'm playing yet. It'll kind of depend on whether or not the, like, little Rector Duder is legal yet. I'll keep this hand. The only channels I follow are legacy streamers. The only channels I'm sub to are drunk legacy streamers. Well, unfortunately, there are some things I can and can't do on stream, due to being a teacher. There are limitations there, so that's not happening. Get out of there, Tropical Island. So many lands. We're gonna give my opponent a real sweet deluge in a couple of turns, if they have one. Push Thalia. Bolt for Mom, maybe? No. I probably would have attacked with the Strix there, personally. Kind of feel like my opponent has a deluge. And they just, like, wanted to get back to 3 mana where they could cast it. So I don't want to throw anything too good into this. Actually, I think I want to throw a Knight, so that if they deluge, they have to deluge for 5. And then that kind of burns them. And if they don't have deluge, then I just start the Wasteland Machine. Well, it requires 4 mana. Me. Okay. Well, those were my 2 best cards. So I think I want to play the Wasteland game. So I think I go 1, 2, 3, sack Knight, get a Wasteland, 4 mana, cast Green Sun Zenith for X equals 3, get Ramunap, get Wasteland back from my graveyard, and start Wastelanding them, and then next turn and every turn after that I get like 2 or 3 Wastelands. That seems disgustingly good. Actually, maybe I shouldn't get a Wasteland here, because then if they do Deluge, I can't cast Gaddock-Teeg. I should probably play a little more patiently than that for that reason. And I'm going to go after their green first, so that if Leovold comes down, I'm not just annoyed. Opponent doesn't have Deluge. I will discard something that makes my knight bigger. So I can just play this Pride Mage. I can play Pride Mage, crack Pride Mage off Dryad Arbor, Ramunap, get a Wasteland, crash in for a bunch. That seems fine. I was going to Wasteland my opponent twice, but Wastelanding them once and crashing for a ton of damage is probably just better. Now Toxic Deluge is no longer an out. I haven't played enough different Maverick lists to tell you, like, what order you should prioritize getting various things. Oops, I should have just, like, played Wasteland. But I think my opponent's just dead. Alright, so I think I want Decay, Kaya, Deluge. And out before was Teague, Jitte, Maze. And I feel like I trimmed some of these for some Thoughtseizes to help punch a hole. I have not seen very many Maverick lists with Bob recently. Jordan, the Mangara lock, while very powerful, is very slow, and Legacy is also playing a lot more removal than it used to when the Mangara lock was like at its absolute prime. Like when people were playing like literally 4 lightning bolts as their only removal, it felt pretty disgusting. To just like assemble the Mangara lock. But it's just not the case anymore that anyone is that removal light. This is the -1/-1 guy? Okay. I'm going to take my opponent's Jace. The rest of their hand doesn't really do anything. Push the Pride Mage. Deal. Like, I know you have Snapcaster Push available now. So I don't actually want to play this Tireless Tracker until I can get value off of it. So I'm just going to play a Wasteland and pass the turn. Unsure if I'll just, like, play Tireless Tracker next turn. Or if I'll just play Shalai. I guess I should play Tireless Tracker, right? Because, like, Shalai will lose to Snapcaster Push, and I'd rather lose Tracker and get 2 clues in process. And then in response to Snapcaster Mage, I'll fetch again. Wow, opponent has another basic. Does my opponent have, like, back to basics in their deck? That's why they have, like, that second basic? Or Blood Moon, maybe? I'm just gonna get Plains. Just in case. Blue Maroon, why no Sigarda? When I talked to Miranda Keith about it, she said that it was often clunky. And when she did well at the GP, I think she had it in the sideboard, but, like, literally never brought it in. And so she just decided to cut it from the deck. So I'm fine with giving them a card to get the Leovold off the table. I don't know how soon I'm going to do that, though. I don't need to do it quite yet, so I think I'll just play Shalai. Actually, I guess I should do this now so they can't draw Force of Will for turn and Force of Will this. Screw it. I'd rather not, like, have them draw into, like, Jace or something of equivalent power level, and then just, like, bounce my Shalai and set me way back. Now I'm fine with doing that. My opponent's trying to get me to block and then exploit with Minister of Pain. On the off chance that my opponent drew a Lightning Bolt, I'm just not going to block that. Let's draw some cards, shall we? I'm going to play this so that I can fetch up a Dryad Arbor if need be. To protect from... I guess I don't really need to protect from an Edict effect. But, like, I can fetch a Dryad Arbor and, like, block the Snapcaster Mage. And that all seems fine to me. Like, just make them do something about that. Sure. So now this is going to be Lightning Bolt Shalai. I think I'm okay with that. Like, I didn't want to use both of my removal spells in order to just, like, blank this. I didn't just draw first, because I was convinced that if I just drew a card, it was going to be the Dryad Arbor. Hymn to Turok and the Badlands I still knew from the beginning of the game. Surgical extraction targeting swords to plowshares. Okay, sure. I don't know why that's good. Like, you happen to get the other one that's in my hand. But why? I do not understand. Like, why did surgical come in this matchup? Was my opponent like that afraid of Wasteland? You bet, opponent. I'm really glad you have the surgical extractions and not magic cards that do things. No. Casual 7/7. This should just be my opponent dead. And my opponent concedes. So I won that one, but I'm just conceding because I'm dead for prizes. Easy. Okay, so we went 2-3 that league. We played against a bunch of oddball stuff. Like, interesting Grixis control brew, Loam, the weird, like, red-black Death Shadow Delver thing. Yeah, man, if I'm going to, like, play out some matches, and I'm already dead for prizes, most of the time I'm going to concede to my opponent. Like, if I was just on my own there, I would have just, like, conceded that one and dropped. But I wanted to play one more match with this for the sake of the stream. This deck list is a lot of fun. Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised to see an Unearth there. The Minister of Pain is tech that Joe Lissette was running around and using because, like, you can exploit it and then use Culligan's command, get back a creature from your graveyard to continue doing it again. So there's some long-term value there with, like, Marin as well. Unearth on Minister of Pain followed by a Decay on your Knight of the Reliquary would have been hot fire. Yep. Oh, God. That would have been so spicy. So spicy. But, like, I would have protected Knight from, like, every color in the rainbow if that happened. So, or no, I guess I would have just decayed on my turn then. Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been really, really good. Okay, so deck list feels great. There's not really too much I want to change. It just feels very solid, very well constructed. So what day is today? Wednesday? Wednesday. Okay, so I leave for Latin Academy on Friday. So 100% there will not be any streams Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I believe my next stream will be a very brief Tuesday morning stream. So, or sorry, once I go to Latin Academy. So there will be one more morning stream tomorrow. So there will be a morning stream on the 21st. And then next stream after that will be the 26th. And then it will be like every other day in the morning. So I'm expecting to have a stream the 26th, 28th, 30th of next week. And I'll post this information below in the chat of, like, my anticipated stream times. Because it's going to get really weird once I hit Latin Academy, which is, like, why I'm pushing so much content this week. Oh, man, I'd love to watch some of your matches. That would be awesome. Unsub now. I mean, I've pushed out more content this month than I think I have in any other average month. Yeah, the whole teacher schedule kind of opens up a bit during the summer. I'm a glorified bum. All right, so I'll post some schedules below the stream, and I'll try to, like, make it clear when I'm going to be streaming ahead of time so that you know. I've had a lot of fun doing these morning streams, so I'll have one more tomorrow morning. I don't know if I'll play Maverick again or if I'll play something else. I'll just kind of see what I'm feeling like doing after tonight. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Thank you, everyone. Again, my name's Phil Gallagher. I run ThrabenU University. If you want to see lots of fun Legacy content, please follow and consider subscribing or doing a donation deck list to affect what's going on in this channel and support me playing as much Legacy as I can to make great video content. I'll see you later.